today?
Good. How are you, Cindy?
Good. Do you have your coffee?
Got it.
Coffee chat?
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
You like the little baby on it?
I love that. Is that one of your kids?
No, this is just a pro-life mug.
Okay. I love it. That is very special. Very special. Well, I'm really excited today about today's coffee chat, and I just wanted to be able to do this really fun way of just kind of talking to each other, but also making a video for our fellow Raymond citizens. And so we have a few things we wanted to talk about today. And the first thing on my list was to thank everyone who helped in the Raymond town elections that we had recently. We had quite a turnout, didn't we, Julie?
We sure did. We sure did. My table was busy almost the entire day.
Yeah.
It never stopped.
Yeah. What table were you at?
I was at A through D.
Okay.
Yeah. It slowed down. I mean, it was busy all day. It slowed down maybe about 5:30 or 6.
Okay.
But other than that, it was very busy.
Yeah, I was the M to like R or something.
Mm-hmm.
And we had the longest line for quite a while, but then toward the end of the day we didn't. So it was kind of funny how it switched.
Yes.
But we had, I think the last election we did, the primaries, we had maybe 1,200 people turn out. And this time it was wasn't it like over 4,000?
Yeah, it was 4,500.
Wow.
And over 300 people signed up that day to vote.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I was so tired at the end of that day because it was just like constant. And also, I want to thank the kids that made the food, and the parents that made the food that they allow. I don't know, somebody paid for us.
I think it was the Honor Society that, like the National Honor Society, that did it. It was very good.
Great job. Yeah, I had some chili and some cookies. It was really awesome. So
yeah,
I really appreciated that. It was really a great town effort. I really liked meeting people from all over town, and people coming from work, people coming in wheelchairs and, with casts on. I mean, people being, really dedicated to voting. So that was really awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah. So thank you to all of the people that came out to vote too.
Yep.
And so that was our first thing we wanted to talk about. The next thing we wanted to talk about was the website. We kind of thought maybe people would be interested in kind of going through the website a little bit. So I'm going to share my screen, and I don't know if there's something that you would like to point out for us today. Okay. Can you see the website? Okay,
so the website address is raymondnh.gov. And well, a couple things I want to point out. One is all those buttons on the left, RCTV, that gives you a link to all the programming that Raymond does, all the meetings, the planning board, the budget committee, the board of selectmen. And what you do is you click on demand, and then it takes you to a screen that has programs that are running live. And if none of them are on live, you can just scroll down, and there's a column that says recent in the playlists, and then you can scroll through and look at what you want to watch. And so you can watch it at your convenience if you miss a meeting, but you're curious about what happened.
Right. And then there's also like a playlist. So say you're going for, I want to see what the recent planning board meetings are. So you got all the planning board meetings, all the selectmen meetings here, school board meetings. Oh, there we are.
There we are.
That was the last coffee chat.
Yep.
And yeah. And there's the library meetings were videotaped as well in August, September, and October. And let's see, the cable committee. Yeah. Oh, and that's the Bean Tavern. Yeah, that's where I got the picture behind me right here. And the Bean Tavern is something that our town has purchased, and they have dreams for it. We haven't done much with it recently, but if you click on this, you will see a video all about the Bean Tavern, and even get like a, what's the word? You get
A tour?
a tour of the property. So if anybody's interested in that, it's a great historical place. I really enjoy
Oh,
in those
I'm
videos.
interested in that. I didn't even know that was on the website.
Yeah, so that's really fun. So there's a lot of good stuff here. So also, let's see, back to the website off of RCTV. I gotta move my screen down here a little bit. Okay, so
Yes.
back
So
to
any of, if you go to home,
home. Okay, home.
Yeah, if you're interested in attending any meetings, you can find them all at agendas/minutes
Okay.
on
Also,
the left.
they do have, I think they have a calendar at the bottom too.
Yep.
And
Yep.
on this calendar, they have the meetings, which is kind of nice. It's a quick look, but also the school board is not on this calendar. So you have to go separately to the school board. We usually
That's
meet.
a good point.
Yeah. I always, I'm still figuring all that out. So I learned that all the
Yep.
other meetings are here. So you have forms and documents, things that you might need, tax map, agendas and minutes. We wanted to talk about that.
Yep, agendas and minutes. So if you click on that, say you're interested in the Board of Selectmen, you can click on Board of Selectmen and it shows you on the left the next meeting that's coming up.
Nice.
So, well, they haven't prepared, that was last week's meeting, the agenda.
Okay, this
Yep.
is last week.
So I guess they haven't planned the next meeting yet.
Okay.
But you can also look at the minutes from any of the meetings that they had. If you don't want to watch the whole thing, you can just read the minutes.
Yeah,
And
that's nice too.
under supporting documents, if there's something that you're interested in, they put the documents that the selectmen or whatever committee is looking at, so that if you are watching the meeting, you can look at the documents while they're looking at them. Because you can get more out of the meeting if you can see what they're looking at.
Right. And also, if it's, I don't know if they do it every time, but if you write a letter, sometimes they'll put that in either the documents or the minutes. If you write a letter to them, and
Right.
always read it out loud.
Yep.
So keeping that in mind as well.
And sometimes on the actual agenda, that tells where you can send a letter.
Okay.
Like if you want to write to the board, do you want to look at one? I know you just opened a Board of Selectmen, but if you open one, we'll see if it says, send your comments to, let's see. You go up a little bit.
Oh, at the top, maybe.
Yeah, no, I guess it doesn't. I don't know if that one that one might not have accepted comments because it was more of a hearing.
Okay.
Let me
I
see.
know that you can go to the board, like the Board of Selectmen. This is the meetings. Okay, I don't want that one. I want just the board. So you can go to Selectmen, and then you can look under members, and we'll tell you all
Yes.
the members. It'll tell you the list of the members, and then it gives you all of their email. You can send them all an email, like put them all in the same one and send the same email to everyone.
Yeah, I guess that looks like the best way to get in touch with the Board of Selectmen, because I don't see anything on their agenda.
Yeah, that's what I usually do. Just send it to everybody on one thing.
Yeah, I know for Budget Committee, I put on the agenda that if you want to send comments,
Okay.
you can, I put an email, which is Kim Gallipo's email. She's the administrative, I know she's got a better title than that, but she works at the town hall. And so she would forward any emails that she gets.
Okay.
Trying to think. Yeah. So, and obviously most of these meetings you can also attend in person and they'll let you speak.
Okay. And so then, as you can see, we have like all the announcements for the town, which is kind of cool. I didn't know they were having a cake wars. That sounds really cool. December
If
10th.
Yep. If you click on voter info, and it's one of the buttons on the left there, 2022 voter info and election results. It's a button under that, like kind of in the middle.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, if you click on that and you scroll down a little bit, there's all recent town reports that you can just click on. And there's some good information in those. Like if you wanted to see how much we spent 2 years ago and how much we're spending this year, there's a link to the reports from 2014 to 2021.
Okay. Awesome. Well, while we're here, we might as well go ahead and talk about the deliberative sessions that are coming up. Some
Okay, yeah.
have traditional town and school district meetings. Voters come on one day to discuss and vote on all articles on a town or school district warrant and elect officials. If you do not come on that day of the meeting, you do not get to vote, period. Other towns have what is called Senate bill. It divides town and I don't know about that. Let's see.
Yeah, so SB 2 is something they passed, the state passed years ago. I don't know how many years ago. So smaller towns get together on one day and they vote on everything in that one day. But SB 2 towns, which is what we are, we have a deliberative session on a Saturday in February. And then in March, we have the second part of that, which is voting day.
Oh, okay.
So on our deliberative session, we don't vote on the budget, but people could make changes to the budget at the deliberative session. They can change the wording of certain articles by coming to the deliberative session. But then you actually vote on everything on election day.
Okay.
Which is going to be March 14th.
Okay.
So
right.
I believe the date for the town deliberative session is February 11th. It's always a Saturday. And I believe the school will be the weekend before that, which would be Saturday, February 4th. So those are good to come to because you can learn a lot about what's going on, what you're going to be voting on in March.
Right. And people can come and ask questions. I know for me, I'm sorry to say I have not come to deliberative sessions before. And so don't feel like I've never come before, so I don't want to come, because it seems strange to do something that's new, but just do it anyway. You'll be able to see people asking questions and you'll be able to understand more about the warrant articles that are at the end of a ballot. Sometimes I've read them before and I'm like, I don't know if I want to vote yes or no. But if you come to the deliberative, you get a full explanation. And if you vote yes, this is what you're voting for. If you vote no, this is what you're voting against, and that kind of thing. So it's a really great time. And it's also a good time for your, to get to know people in your community, whether they're on the boards, whether they're people who ask questions or just people who go to the meetings and things. I know the last deliberative, we had quite a good turnout. It'd be nice to see even more people. And
yes, definitely.
It's your tax money, so you might as well find out where it's going.
That's right.
With it.
That's right. And on that note, there's it is budget season right now. The town and the school are preparing for their budgets for next year. And so the budget committee is meeting every Tuesday night from now until I think December. I think it's the 20th. It's the week before Christmas. So people can come to any budget committee meeting and ask questions and give their input.
Awesome.
Before it's decided on.
Right. Tomorrow night, I know the school board is presenting their budget to the budget committee. So
yes, on the 29th. Yeah.
And so the other thing is warrant articles. I know last year we put a warrant article on the ballot about a town planner. And I remember a citizen, I believe, started that, and she had that written out And then there had to be 25 citizens that would sign it, and they have to be registered voters.
Yes.
So the registered voters sign the warrant article, and then it goes to, is it the selectmen that receive it? Oh, you said it was the clerk, the town.
I think you pass it in at town hall, and you should probably try to get a little more than 25, because they do check every name, and you have to have 25 registered voters. So it's good to get a few more, and then they check them. And if you have 25, then they actually put it on the ballot for people to vote on.
Right. So yeah, that was really an important thing. Like last year, I believe we voted for the town planner. So
Yes, we did.
there's going to be
did.
another warrant article related to that subject for next deliberative. So it'd be good to check in on that.
Yeah. Do you want to share your screen again real quick, just
Sure.
where I can show you where the 91A is?
Oh, right. Yeah. Actually, I was looking right at that.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about that next. Okay.
So if you go under resources, which is up at the top next to home.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says, if you go down halfway, it says 91A.
Okay.
And that 91A is a law that says if you want to know something about the town, you just file a request and they have to tell you. So if you're curious about, what we spent for whatever, or you can just ask questions, and there's an email right there, rtkinfo@raymondnh.gov. They do have a request form there. You can fill that out, or you can just send them an email, and they have to respond within a week. If they can't get the information within a week, they have to at least respond and tell you when they will be giving you the information.
Okay.
So
So
that's a law that is in place so that we can find out what we want to know about our own town or our own state.
Right. I know last year there was a little bit of a talk about how much the special meeting costs when we had to revote. We had to revote
Yes.
on whether or not to ratify our voting in March. And so I put in a right to know request on how much did that actually cost. And so that was really the first time I'd ever done that. But it could be about anything. It could be, something about how things are run in the town or at the school. So anything that you would like to know as a citizen, you have a right to know. So
right.
Form right there on the website.
And we might just want to mention the school is a different website. It's SAU33.
Right.
Is it .gov or .edu? I'm not even sure.
It might be .gov. I'm not sure.
Let's see. I'll look it up.
Oh,
it's .com. SAU33.com. So you can send the school district a right to know request. Also, you wouldn't send it to that town address, but you could go on the SAU33.com and send them questions too.
And you can get to RCTV on the school website as well.
Oh, okay.
All different types. And I know the school's looking for help, like for substitutes and
oh yeah.
If there are some jobs listed, if anybody's looking for a job. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is, I wanted to talk about the library.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's been some stuff going on about the library, and I know that we had the librarian has a great video on RCTV explaining her view on what she puts into the library and what she takes out of the library. And so that's interesting. And I don't know, I just kind of think that people might be interested in going to the website. You can go on the website and you can look at, I think there's a new books section. You can see
if you go up a little bit, let's see.
Let's see.
Catalog. Yeah, I guess if you hit catalog.
I know I loved bringing my kids to the library. They loved story time, and we spent a lot of time at the library, but it's been a while because, my kids are older now. We basically buy our own books, but you can go to this if you want to. If you're at home and you can't get out, you could go ahead and check out what's new in the library, in the last week. Where am I?
Yeah, so if you go to the catalog and then scroll down, you can see what's new. There's a button that says most popular, and then there's a button that says what's new. So you can look at what's new in the last week or 2 weeks or month or 2 months. That's as far back as it goes. Yeah.
I'd be interested in Kill Me If You Can, a novel. Okay.
There's a lot of books about killing.
You can't always tell a book by the cover.
True. That's true.
Can, say you can type that title into the search bar on your search bar in your computer, and you can get a good little summary of the book. So that's what I did for a little bit. Or you can also go down to the library yourself. And I know I talked to Kirsten myself, and she said that she is there at full time and she's willing to answer questions for anyone who might be interested in asking questions. And so keep that in mind if you'd like to do that. But we just wanted to put a little bit of a note in there for that.
Yeah, we were talking about the meetings on RCTV, and the October meeting at the library was pretty interesting, and it got over 180 views. So if you haven't watched it, it's a little long. It's about an hour and a half, but I think you'll be very interested in it.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that. And I think that's everything we have on my list. And I just wanted to let people know that if you would like to contact us in any way, you can reach out to Julie. Then that's Julie's. Okay. Julie Lochner at Comcast.net. Okay. And then my email is normandcindy13@gmail.com. Okay, so that's my email. And you can also find us on, what day is it? December 12th at 7 p.m. at our local Raymond Republican Town Committee meeting.
Yep, and that's a Monday.
And we're meeting at...
We're meeting at East Coast Outdoors on Route 27.
And we're looking for people to help out, just to kind of come together and talk, and maybe there's ways that you can help out in the town. I know that in the future we're looking at, there's going to be some openings on some of the boards. I know the planning board, the last planning board meeting, they're like, we need alternates. We need people to be more involved in the planning board committee. People are tired. They're, overworked, underpaid.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Can I say something about the planning board? So I watched the latest planning board meeting, which was on November 22nd, and they made a new committee. They made a subcommittee of the planning board, and it's called the Water Planning Committee.
Right.
I don't know if anybody knows about the old Rex Tannery site downtown. But it's a brownfield site, and they've been testing the water at 3 of the wells, and the levels of forget what you call it, the forever chemicals, the PFAS, was higher than they expected. So they're getting New Hampshire DES involved and the EPA involved, and they made this new committee just to basically collect information, to go on a site walk with the NHDES and the town, and to collect facts and make a presentation on the status of the site. And they want that to be made to the planning board, and they want the public to be involved. They're very concerned about development over there or whatever if the water's contaminated. So So that was that half-hour meeting of the planning board where they formed this water planning committee was really interesting, if you want to watch that. And so this committee is just met on Saturday, and just to get officers and stuff. So they'll be meeting too. And all that information is under the planning board, since it's a subcommittee of the planning board.
Awesome. That is interesting, because some people are on the town water, and I know that there was a discrepancy about the condition of the wells, and then they want to put in new construction. That means we're going to need more water for more people. And then we had the Mega X, which is on top of the aquifer, and that looks like that's continuing the progress. But we don't know, you know, we've been told this whole time that the water in our town is fine. But I guess they've come up to some things that they're not quite sure, so they want to investigate.
Right. And one of the people on the planning board said, even if you're not on town water, even if you have your own well, the water in Raymond affects you, because we're all pulling from the same pool of water under the ground.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Interesting. Yeah. So that would be really interesting to see how that's going to go, because we have a lot of like marshy areas where the water is just in one place, but in reality it's all connected. So
right.
Okay, so I'm really glad that they're doing that.
Yeah, me too.
More information on that. So, and you know, even though they have a board of people that are kind of heading up the investigation, citizens can get involved. Like, you can watch what they're doing, ask questions, send in 91As, you know, be involved. The more people involved, the more information we're going to get for this project. And
I would assume people could go on the site walk if they wanted. That hasn't been set up yet, but they could go on that, and they encouraged public input. They said if you go, you can give your input at the town, and they want input on this committee.
Okay, good.
So, and I just want to say one more thing. The people on the planning board do a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
They study so much to prepare for all the applications and all the stuff that they're doing. I'm really impressed with them.
Yeah, I've been watching them. I don't always go to the meetings. Sometimes I go to them, but a lot of times I just watch them to catch up.
Yeah.
And the last meeting was, you know, it's disappointing when someone wants to build something and they get into a glitch. But, you know, there are projects in our town where they proceeded with a project and then they look back and say, wait, how did this get pushed through? Because this and this and this in the history, you know? So it's better to make sure it's done right now, so that down the road, number one, we're protecting people, and number two, you're protecting the future so that something doesn't come back to us that's damaging or something.
Right.
And it's like, your name is on that. I mean, I feel like I'm on the school board. My name is on documents, you know, and it's a serious thing. So
right.
I do appreciate.
Well, thank you for doing this, Cindy.
Yeah. Thank you, Julie. I really enjoy, of course I enjoy talking to you. We could probably chat for hours. But I really hope that this is helpful to the citizens in town. And if anybody has anything that they would like us to talk about at the coffee chat, just let us know, and we plan to do this again, maybe soon. We'll see what happens. We're not really committing to a set schedule, because we're both really busy. We're both on committees and we're both doing stuff, but we had some time tonight, and we wanted to make sure that the topics we discussed today were mentioned to the public. So thank you so much. For those of you who are watching, tell all your friends to watch these videos, and let's get Raymond citizens informed. All right. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you.
Next time.
Bye-bye. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.